Hi, this is Wayne from Inkish, and we're at Printing United Expo here in very sunny Orlando. I now have the pleasure of talking to Germán Sacristán, Principal Analyst at Keypoint. Germán, really
Hi.
good to see you.
How are you?
I'm great. I mean, we're in Orlando. The sun is out.
Absolutely.
Maybe not as sunny as Spain, maybe, because...
Exactly. For English people, it's perfect, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Any sun is good sun for us. So, Keypoint, I mean, we see you at just about every exhibition. I mean, you was at the Hunkler Innovation Days. I know I've seen you at several Printing Uniteds over the years. So, Keypoint, I think everybody knows Keypoint Intelligence, but just give us an overview, because I don't think everybody really knows what Keypoint Intelligence can supply. So give us a little bit of an overview on Keypoint.
Right. I mean, we do market research and consultancy. We also do machine testing or printers testing. We are a global company, so our headquarters is in New Jersey. We have offices in the UK and in Japan. Just focus on the printing industry. We do other slightly bits and pieces or whatever, but mainly focusing on the on the printing industry. We have different practices: commercial publishing, wide format, textile, labels and packaging, and we have different analysts that cover those markets.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, I mean, the machinery testing. I wasn't aware of the machinery testing, but you've got a test facility in Cambridge, I understand, in the UK.
Yeah.
So you work with OEMs on that, do you?
Yeah, we do, and we test their printers, and then we just write a report about those printers. Yes,
Right,
but more on the low production end. The large production end, we don't test those.
Right.
Those
okay.
machines.
But your area of speciality, really, I guess, is market research. That's what you do within the Keypoint organisation.
Yeah, market research and consultancy, obviously.
Right,
All the
okay.
insights that we get, then we just kind of like share in a consultative way. Yes.
Right, okay. So is that primarily for OEMs? Is that OEM driven, or do you conduct your own research?
Anybody in the supply chain, pretty much. We have many customers on the OEM side. We have some print service providers, big corporations.
Oh, right, okay.
We might have some paper merchants. Might have some finishing companies. And we have a subscription base on top of doing a research for a specific customer. We have a pool of content. Some customers sign up to that, and then we do research and forecast about what's going to happen in the market, you know, what's going to grow, decline, that type of thing. There's different things that we do for different customers.
Right. And that research can then be bought from your website, can't you? They can actually download the research?
Yeah, if it's a primary research that we do for ourselves, yes. If it's for a customer, no, because it's confidential for that customer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I get that. So the market then, I mean, let's talk about the market. I mean, where are we? I mean, do you do country-specific market research? Are you looking specifically at the US market, or?
No, we worldwide, so we do different regions.
Right.
Basically, the helicopter view of what's going on in the market is slightly different from the US and Western Europe versus the rest of the world as an overall. We see more in the US and Western Europe, and I focus more on commercial print and publishing. A lot of print volume consolidation because more print buyers are buying online. So those print volumes from the small copy centers, quick printers, they just move online. And those volumes move from a lower production to a larger production, inkjet cut sheet and B2 sizes and that type of thing. So we see that. We see a lot of outsourcing of smaller PSPs that they outsource more to lower the risk of capital investment. But it's very interesting when you go to other regions like in Asia Pacific, even Central European and Central and Eastern European, even Middle East and Africa, the market is more fragmented. So those smaller PSPs, they are still there. They still, you know, need these smaller production printers. Not so much buying online, so print consolidation is not as much. On the offset side, the crossover points to shift volumes from offset to digital, they are not as large because they look at the calculation slightly different. And the low cost of the inks of offset, obviously, you know, it drives those crossover points. So it just, as you can see, there's just different markets and they're shifting in a different way. But obviously it's a big challenge for everybody because print is going up in cost,
Yeah, of course.
as you know.
Yeah, well, obviously, I mean, just going back on that, I mean, the sort of the strap line for this show is convergence, and they're talking about printers that may be commercial and moving a little bit into labels or packaging. I mean, is that the way you're seeing it? That the lines are getting a bit smudged, that people are starting to move into different areas?
Yeah, that's always been that way. I think that printers, they're looking for variety and open their product portfolio.
Yeah, yeah.
And if they can cross-sell to another type of application, they will. So yes, absolutely,
Right.
we see that. But we've seen that for a while, you know.
Right. Okay. And I guess you know the $64,000 question is tariffs now, certainly for the US market. I mean, what kind of feedback are you getting from US PSPs regarding that?
Well, tariffs is not just tariffs,
Right.
because there are also other costs that are increasing, like raw materials, like warehousing, shipment, postal services are increasing. So in general, the price of print is going up.
Yeah.
And then we have to be more strategic
Right.
to push the value of print and find where print fits. And
Yeah.
that's the critical thing. Price is always going to go up in many different markets, right? And it's as long as you have a product that has high value, and we believe that print has.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that the approach moving forward from print service providers has to be more strategic and not, printing process based,
Yeah.
and trying to find out and link where print actually links well into a marketing campaign, into
Right.
a communication campaign.
Okay.
And that's the value. And this is when customers, even though the price goes up, they will be willing to pay more for it because they'll get the return on investment.
Right. It's fascinating, and I mean, I've seen some of the reports that you produce at Keypoint, and I mean, it's fascinating to read.
Thank you. We love you too.
Yeah, I mean, it's warts and all, isn't it? I mean, sometimes it's a little scary, but it is what it is, isn't it?
It is what it is.
It
No,
is.
but there's always an opportunity.
Yeah.
There is always an opportunity. Print is sustainable. Overall is declining. Digital printing overall is growing, but
Yeah.
it's definitely sustainable. It has a very strong role within a communication. And
Yeah.
it's just for us to keep reminding the print buyers of where the role of print
Yeah.
is and where it fits. Yes,
Exactly.
basically that's what it is.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure
Yeah.
speaking to you. And I
Me
know
too, Wayne.
all of the reports are available on the Keypoint website, so I suggest that people go along and have that.
Absolutely.
Have a great rest of the show.
Enjoy the sun.
And we'll enjoy the sun. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.